Ooh.
Bundy.
Hey, you got to be quiet. We have an audience
Talking
today.
if you joined us. Fucker.
We have an audience today.
We do have an audience,
We
a
have an
live
audience.
audience.
Your mic's turned off.
Hi, my name's John. Welcome to the house of Lynn. I also go by Fog Machine. Everyone introduce yourselves. You, bitch boy?
Cuba. Wait, what?
Oh, that was quite the intro for today.
Was.
I had to take charge.
I hate you.
Who
Welcome
doesn't?
to the House of Lynn. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the House of Lynn, your weekly dose of tantalizingly whimsical banter between your favorite group of friends. I'm Ethan,
I'm Emily.
I'm Elliot.
I'm Cuba.
Bitch boy. And I'm John.
and welcome to this fuckery. So, how?
Yeah?
So, what happened with everyone this week?
I went skiing for the first time in 2020 with that
That did
fucker
happen.
and that fucker
Yeah,
there.
and you didn't get a black eye this time.
I didn't. I survived. In fact, you can ask them. I think I did pretty okay.
You did pretty decent.
Good.
Proud of him.
Okay.
I'll give it to you.
I'm proud. I'm
Thank you.
so
I'm glad
proud.
you gave it to me, Daddy.
Okay.
Just stop.
Just stop.
Okay.
Let's continue.
My week was very productive. I recorded 4 songs this week
Ooh.
and edited another podcast episode.
Far more proactive than we are.
And what
That's
else
a
did I
skincare
do?
brand.
I hung out with you 2 last night.
Mm-hmm.
That was a time.
That was a time.
I drove down to Philly yesterday.
Talk about it.
All right. I worked a full 8-hour shift on my feet, and then after that, I
Oh,
immediately
poor
followed-
you.
Oh, poor me. And then I went home and packed my bag, and I had to go to my sister's and do construction, installation, and housework for her for the night. And then I pretty much spent the night, and that was about it. Honestly,
T.
I slept with her dog.
Wait, you slept with the dog?
Please
I just
clarify
caught
for
that.
us. What do you mean slept with the dog?
I mean, I fell asleep, and the dog was cuddling me
Okay.
on the
Okay.
couch.
We do not condone bestiality.
We don't.
No.
Except,
Braden's shaking his head, yes.
except if your name is Belle. You go for it, girl.
I still don't get it, but okay.
Beauty and the Beast.
Her name is Belle.
Belle.
Beast, yeah.
Ah,
there you go.
there you
I get
You
it.
got it. We're the Beanie Boys.
Yeah, we all have beanies on except for you. You're lame.
But she's the single girl right now, so it's okay.
Do you want it? Do you want that beanie?
I don't want the beanie.
Give her the beanie.
Can't rock the beanie.
Come on, rock the beanie.
You're wearing the beanie.
All right,
Thank
I will
you.
be back.
Thank you, Stagehand.
Beanie Queens.
Stagehand's my
Stage
girlfriend.
crew over there.
We're the beanies. We're the Beanie Boys.
Oh, Stage Crew's in charge of fixing our cameras when they go out too.
No, they're not.
yeah. I think they should be.
Stage Crew.
Yeah, we're going to put you on camera duty.
Does everyone like my girlfriend's nails? She did them today.
Ooh, they're
Ooh.
cute.
They're like threatening though. They're huge.
You look like you should be working in customer support.
I like your plant.
Thank you. He's
very-
dying.
Aren't we all?
Well, this is a Majesty Palm, and Majesty Palms they don't last long because they need like full sun exposure all the time. So when they're inside, they're not getting that
Does that-
unless you have them in front of a window or something.
I was gonna say, does
Yeah,
it
I had
work
no
with
clue
like
about
UV
that.
lights like it does for other plants?
It-
Like, can you make it work, or does it have
for,
to be sun?
for most plants that I have at least, you can I could literally turn this light on and it'll be fine. It might not grow as well as natural sunlight,
But it'll
But
survive.
yeah. A Majesty Palm, they're used to being in full direct sunlight in tropical regions.
So heat. Too.
So yeah,
And
so it's
humidity.
not. Oh yeah, your house drops below 60. That thing's she's done in the ground, 6 feet under, cremated. Goodbye. But that's Frank Ocean.
Yeah, firewood.
I like Frank Ocean.
Thank you.
Does he live? Well, Frank Ocean should.
But
live technically,
I've
Frank
had
Ocean should
I've had
live
this
by the
plant.
ocean.
Just stop.
I've had this plant for probably close to 3 years, and they usually only last like a year for most people. So
Really?
even Plantarina can't get them to last long, and she's the queen of plants.
The
Well,
queen
alright.
of plants.
Oh, she's the queen of
I'm
plants.
impressed.
I
Never
love
heard
her.
of her.
Can't
Oh, I
say
love
I'm-
her.
I'm very impressed.
Amanda from Plantarina. I
Oh,
love
that
her.
video that we watched last night that Emily brought up. The girl.
Patti
who-
LaBelle
you-
video.
Yeah, that was
Shit.
Oh my God.
You
priceless.
literally take a break to walk all the way to the bathroom just so you could put your beanie on.
Yes. We gotta be styling.
She's back.
Fair enough.
Did you
It's
not
podcast.
take an extra 5 minutes before starting to record to walk to the bathrooms to put your beanie on?
And then you didn't
That's
like.
different.
Then you didn't like
Recording
the-
hadn't already started.
Then you didn't like the first beanie, so you went out to your car to get your own beanie. which literally
feel
looks
attacked.
exactly the same.
I feel attacked. No, I have the loop on this one. It's a little bit longer.
Oh,
You can just cuff
couldn't
it. That's
do
what
the
I do.
loop.
with
That
mine.
one wasn't long
do
enough
the
for my head to cuff.
Ah.
Smaller. We look like we're about to go rob a bank.
Well, then we're not going to do a good job because none of our faces are covered.
cow tipping.
No,
We're not going to get in the building
Let's
in the
go
first
cow
place.
tipping.
We're not going cow tipping tonight.
Why not?
No, we're not.
So, for the viewers out there who don't know us, the one thing that ties us all together, besides Avatar, is the fact that we went to the same hot mess of a high school. He still goes there. It's not that much of a hot
I
mess.
still go there.
It's still a hot mess.
Yeah.
It will always be a hot mess.
Oh yeah, we love it.
Most
though.
high schools are, though.
Yeah,
It
that's
is a-
true.
it
That
is a-
I've never met a high school where people are like, "Oh, my high school's great and nothing bad ever happens."
It was a burning dumpster fire that we were forced to reside in for 4 years.
Also full of it's
Questionable
it's,
people.
yes, but it's a Catholic school where nobody gave a fuck about Jesus.
Pretty much. It was an inclusive school.
Yeah, no,
it
it's
out.
not. It is not. It is
It's-
the opposite of
We
inclusive.
had-
I felt
hey,
very
Hey, we had 4 black kids in the school the entire time that I was there.
literally. That's
How does it feel to still be going to that lovely place?
It's a lot. Like, I mean,
it's also the amount of changes that were made in the past 2 years.
oh yeah, the school's
is
like
like-
completely different than it was
yeah.
when you guys went.
Uh-huh.
I get a whole different experience.
It was
now.
completely different the year after we graduated, and then it was completely different after that. Literally every year, every aspect of the school completely changes.
Like you've
It
you've been
molts
through
and
all
metaf-
of those aspects.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you've
Oh,
had
yeah.
What we had.
I literally
But now
went
you
at
have
like the
something
perfect
completely
time to
different.
see all of the changes.
Have you heard of how when a butterfly, well, what a young caterpillar
I
goes
am
into
so
a cocoon, it goes into its cocoon and eventually it molts and becomes a beautiful butterfly.
You
Yeah.
were onto something with the butterfly. I wouldn't say hellscape, but I would say like it's not a butterfly, it's a moth. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just always trying to find light.
yeah, literally,
Yeah.
it is searching for light and nowhere to be
It's-
found.
It's never
it
gonna
has
be
good
found.
intentions.
They try.
They hope for the best.
Oh, poor
They do their best.
poor people there.
Hey, when you're making $4 and 4 paper clips an hour, you do your best with what you can.
Let's focus on the positive, however. Let's talk about the fun times we had in high school, because there were many of them. Many
It's
of them,
true,
many of which
yeah.
we had together.
This is true. I keep readjusting. I just can't find somewhere comfy to sit. I don't want to get too close to him.
I'm almost always uncomfortable around you.
And-
Cora, can you hit that camera?
Fair enough.
That's pretty good.
I'm trying to think of a fun story to kick this off.
I mean, high
You
school
could talk about
was
the
when
bat in my senior play. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh my God.
Your senior play in
was
general.
I thought it was.
My
You're-
hey, it wasn't that bad.
It was pretty bad.
I-
it was.
I'm just glad I wasn't on the stage.
no,
I tried.
John. I've seen a lot of musicals in my life. That was pretty up there in the worst category.
I tried my best.
I'm not. I mean,
We're not saying there weren't people who
Also-
were in it that did a good job. It's just overall, it was a shitstorm.
Well,
Yeah,
when you
it
had
It really was.
when you had their class the year before. With
Yeah.
what they
Yeah,
did,
that's
like,
another
you're-
thing.
it
the bar
also
is pretty fucking.
that's
high.
also what
Yeah.
kind of fucked you, because our show was like full of like crazy talented people who have a lot of theater experience.
Yeah.
And then it went to literally Ariel was the only like actual singer
Yeah,
in the show.
yeah, absolutely was.
Yeah.
Who even had like a basic like understanding
Nice voice
of,
crack.
of
of like theater.
of theater, of music theory, of
Yeah.
I
vocal
understood how it worked.
performance.
I didn't mess anything up.
Also, I will say that it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be.
No,
It was still bad, but it wasn't as bad as I expected
I will
it to be.
agree
Alright.
with Ethan on that. Though.
It
Like,
was-
it wasn't as bad as I was
listen.
thinking it would.
It was on par with the rest of the high school performances that had been done the last.
Can we
couple
rank
years,
them?
Minus.
We don't have a senior play this year.
Yeah,
Wasn't it
sad?
We're not allowed to have a senior play.
Yeah, and last year's
They
got
turned
canceled.
the school play into every grade can do it now.
Oh yeah, I forgot that
Wait, they
happened.
did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not a
Well,
senior
what-
play anymore, but at least it's a play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's upsetting.
It's just like it
'cause
kind of sucks though.
Well, there are pros and cons to that. The pros are that the theater kids who literally have nothing else in the school to do because our high school has like barely
Very
any arts
limited.
programs.
Yeah.
The theater kids, they have nothing to do,
Yeah.
so they would be able to do something.
that's what I think is good about it, but I think they should have on top of that had the senior play.
Yes, but do you understand how expensive it is to do a show? The most expensive thing is getting the rights to do the show.
Yeah.
Like when
Just have
my
someone write their own play.
I look
That
at it
would be
as
horrible.
I think the
But-
younger kids should, like, if they did something like tech, I don't think they should be in the show necessarily.
Or-
That'd be something you can build up to your senior year. You're
Or at
exposed to it
least-
so often.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Or
'cause-
have a way for them to play a role, even if it's like.
or
Exactly.
that's what I was gonna say. At least like
Younger
the
kids shouldn't get a lead.
like yes, the principal roles are they go to the seniors first if they like can't pick if like
No.
unless there's a freshman who comes in who's like, wow, you're amazing, you should be on Broadway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't necessarily agree with it because I look at it and I had a really good time with my senior play, and it
That's-
definitely brought me closer together with my specific class because we were all working on one thing. Like
true.
we hadn't had a.
Is your mic off?
But then
Okay.
again,
You're just really low.
let's get real. Let's get real.
Let's
for a
get
second.
real.
But no.
You're
okay.
gonna bond with
listen,
all these
listen to me.
people.
Listen to me.
All these people that you're never gonna see again in 3 weeks.
But it's still like.
listen to
it's
me.
a good experience.
Yeah,
True.
it's
That
Honestly, yeah.
that was the point I was gonna make with the con of making it the whole school rather than just seniors is
True.
that it was like actually an incredible bonding experience for the seniors in my class.
Yeah.
Like I got close with people that I wasn't close to the rest of high school because of the show.
No.
Like I will say this from like my view in the pit, I did notice that some people in our class did get closer with each other.
Yeah.
So it
Because you
I
just
will say,
distanced
like,
yourself.
I
pretty
credit-
much that's what it was, but still, like I could tell that it did bring people closer together, regardless.
Some
of what they
it
were
made
doing.
me hate some people more.
Well,
Yeah.
I also
And
look
that.
at it like I see it as like I always look at my senior play as when Ethan and I got closer together.
Yeah.
Like we talked in high school, but like that was
Yeah,
like
we were friends, but we weren't
where our-
sisters.
yeah, exactly. That's where our friendship took off. Was
That's where it
because
blossomed.
we were
It was blossoming all the rest of high school. That's where it bloomed.
Mr. and Mrs. Mayor.
John, what did you play?
I was
Who did you play? I should say.
I was Troy from High School Musical. Yeah.
Crickets, please. I realized recently every show I've ever been in, I fell on stage,
Huh. Maybe it's
and
a
it was
good luck charm.
it's in the video for Susical. I fell up the platform.
Wait, even Newsies? Because I remember you
Yes.
poured your heart and soul out
well,
into that one.
Well, there was a fight scene where I had to fall off a platform. That and then also I
Did
think
you
it
fall
was
on something comfy?
I think it was closing night of the show. I was walking down the steps that were like built into the set of the stage, and I fell down the steps.
I remember when I was walking on one of the platforms in my play, and I heard it squeak, and
Mike.
one of the legs gave out on the side of the thing. It was still held up by the other rest of the supports, but I heard the one support go off, and I'm just like, that's not a good thing. That's not. I kind of just rolled with it because it was in the middle of the performance. I'm like, if I make a big deal of it, then it becomes a big deal. Whereas if I just fall, then it's like, oh well.
But
I
let's
think-
get back to this bat.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I was there that night when
Would
that
you like
happened.
to tell your story from the audience because I actually
Yes.
don't know it. 'Cause
Okay.
I was on stage.
So Ariel was on stage singing her fucking heart out, and a bat comes down from the rafters and literally like almost flies through her hair, and she literally like crouched down on stage and like turned her face because she was trying not to laugh, and I am sitting there losing my mind.
It was amazing.
It was one of the funniest things, and also like one of the most stereotypical Ariel things I have ever seen in my entire life.
I was like 15 feet in front of her on the stage with my back to her, doing my lines or like singing my song or whatever the
It was-
exact moment it was. And she was supposed to come in, and she didn't come in. And I'm like,
It was so funny.
and I turned around and I looked, and I'm like, oh, okay,
There,
what's
there was a
happening?
bat flying
And
around
everyone,
on stage.
Everyone was laughing. She was laughing. I'm like, did I mess up? Did something go wrong? Did my pants fall down? I was having a little mini panic attack as she got up and got right back into it, and I did the same thing. I'm like, okay, here we go.
That was so funny.
Do you
I
remember-
have
wait,
a
oh, wait.
story.
Do you remember the view of it from the pit though? It
I
just
wasn't
came-
there.
Oh, you weren't. Wait.
No, I
could've sworn
was
you
I was
were.
in nationals at the time.
That's right.
Yeah,
Ski-boy
I
was
only got to
skiing.
see
That's right.
the beginning half.
But no, all I remember when that bat came through, all I saw was it dart away from the stage and back into the back of the gym.
That's so funny.
Story.
Oh yeah, it flew out into the gym too.
Oh yeah,
Like out into the audience.
it was a 3D play.
It already is because the people are on stage. It's not a movie.
It's a 4D. It's a 4D.
Yeah, it's a 4D. You could feel the
Exactly.
you could feel the
vibrations
COVID-19
the
coming
wings.
from the bat.
You can
I
feel
have
the corona from the
a
back.
story that
Elliot
the
has a story.
three of us were here for. You guys weren't here for it. It was their senior year.
What did we do?
The Thanksgiving. What would I even consider it? I'll start off from
An
my
assembly?
perspective. Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't an assembly. Like
Was it for the
Sure.
retreat?
no, it wasn't for the retreat.
Oh, so it was just an assembly.
I think it was the day that we left for Thanksgiving break.
Okay.
So this club that's similar to like DARE, like that kind of program, was having an assembly in the gym. And it was the day before Thanksgiving. We were all called. It was like early morning. It was like first period. And we walk in, and the kids in the club are standing at the doors passing out these little like paper tickets that are all in different colors. And there was, I know, blue, pink, and then there was one other color. But since I was a sophomore and I was going to be a prick, I decided, well, I'm going to take two of them. Because they didn't tell us what these tickets were for. They just told us we had to take one. So I took two. And everyone with the blue tickets was told to sit on the floor of the gym. Everyone with the pink tickets had to sit on the 5 like foldable tables that they had.
Oh my God, I remember this.
I didn't get the third
God.
ticket, but the other ticket, you were allowed to sit on top of the stage, and they gave
remember
everyone
this.
breakfast.
Oh my God.
And they wanted us to be thankful for our
remember this.
breakfast.
So do I.
God.
And the way that they represented it was
Catholic school, mama. This is the most Catholic school shit I have
the
ever fucking heard in
the
my entire
people
life.
on the
Thankful.
stage were allowed to have like Dunkin' Donuts. The school bought them like Dunkin' Donuts breakfasts, like coffees and like breakfast sandwiches, everything.
They had
and
what
then
they wanted.
Yeah, fucking spoon feeding them with Hermes
Yeah.
gold-plated spoons.
and like half of the people up there were teachers, and
yeah.
the other half were just like students that the school liked.
The teachers
Yeah.
just wanted a
Yeah.
free
yeah,
breakfast.
yeah.
So they're up there eating their breakfast, and then I had 2 tickets. So I put the blue one in my pocket because I didn't want to sit on the floor. I wanted to get a seat. So I get,
He really played the system.
yeah, I
Yeah, he
played the
did.
system. So I walk over, I sit down, and like 3 teachers sit next to me. None of the teachers were on the floor. There wasn't a single teacher. sitting on
No,
the floor.
absolutely.
No,
yeah,
why would
fuck
they?
no.
Why would they be?
So like
Not
probably
even the
half
younger
of these
ones.
tables are just filled with teachers. And then they call us and say on how we are the second world countries, similar to countries like Russia or
Jesus
European
fucking Christ.
countries. We got to. Were you guys sitting at the table with me or no?
We were both on the floor.
We were on the floor.
Okay, you guys. Yeah, I'll let you guys explain that perspective.
I have a story to follow up yours after
Yeah.
you're done because I have a very interesting perspective. now that I remember this, I have a deep story.
So then they call every one of the tables that are like besides the first world country table, they call all the tables. They tried to have their own like food drive thing where we need to walk up and wait in a line to get cereal.
So your meal was cereal.
Yeah, I had cereal.
Oh god.
Yep.
And
That
then
was the second world
I'm
country.
looking at everyone sitting on the floor, and they're not getting anything.
They're-
And I'm just confused.
makes sense.
And then the teacher walks out, and she goes on like a 20-minute. She's saying on how we need to be thankful for the food that we get, and then she proceeds to walk around with like, was it buckets or was it just like bowls?
It was
It
buckets.
was
rice.
It was like those 5-gallon
It was
buckets.
buckets.
It was 5
Like the
gallon
one-
buckets.
The ones that you
God.
could buy from Lowe's.
It was 5-gallon buckets of white rice that was cooked not properly, covered in
Hold on,
Coca-Cola.
Let me say there
Are you
was.
fucking kidding?
Wait,
I'm
wait,
not
wait,
kidding.
hold on.
It was covered in Coca-Cola
because they wanted it to be dirty.
it wanted it to be made in dirty brown
There was
water.
5 of these buckets, by the way.
And then
The whole thing was about preaching, about not wasting food, and they made 5 buckets of Coca-Cola rice that no one ate.
No, not a single person
No,
ate it. Not even a
so-
single teacher. She didn't even touch it.
So they're
one who made
walking
it.
around to like it. It's probably like
I would rather starve than eat
Coca-Cola
improperly cooked rice from my high school.
Yes.
Covered with
What
Coca-Cola.
were you saying?
so.
I wouldn't even want to eat properly cooked rice from my high school.
So she's walking around, or she has these students walking around with the buckets of rice, offering them to probably a good like 3/4 of the school, just like sitting on the floor, all pissed off because they just woke up like an hour and a half ago for
and they
school.
won't take any of this
And
fucking
they're being
Coke.
offered like really shitty rice.
Like that's a multitude of slaps in the face.
It gets better though.
Not only do you have to walk
No,
in this gym,
it doesn't get
not
better.
only do you have to not go to your class, you have to walk in this gym. You
have to sit your ass down.
and eat the Coke rice. The best thing about it too was when she tried to serve us the rice, that some people got big like leaves. I guess they were like real leaves. That's how
Yeah,
they
it
were
was-
considered to eat it on.
was just massive leaves that they were putting rice on and
Yeah.
handing to us.
But I didn't.
Literally,
I didn't get a leaf.
go outside, grab a fucking leaf
Yes.
from
No,
the
no, no.
oak tree.
It was
No,
like,
but, like,
it was like a big
leaves.
like a jungle style leaf, like a
like
big
think of
boy.
like a tropical
like something in
style
my
plant leaf.
in my bedroom.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
But it gets better.
Dude, that's
Okay.
borderline offensive.
I was one of the very few people who decided that I wanted to try some, but I didn't I didn't have a leaf, so I just reached my good old hand in that bucket and I scooped up some rice. And that teacher was the one holding the bucket, and she looked me right in the eyes, and I looked back at her and I went,
Okay, I can't confirm that this did happen because I sat right next to you during that and just watched it all happen.
That is so
So-
funny.
she,
they-
gave you
So-
what- she gave you such a talk in sixth
"Oh,
period.
she was so mad at me."
I never heard that perspective of
hear
this
that either.
story.
This was first period, and I had her later, sixth period of the day, and I walked in, and she was already giving me a death glare, and I'm just like, I literally the first thing I said was, "Do you have any more rice?" She was so mad.
That poor woman.
The entire 20 to 25 minutes this teacher is talking to the school. She's explaining to us on how we shouldn't be throwing away food and we need to be thankful for the food that we have. So later that day, some students walk up to the teacher and they ask her, "What did you do with the 50 pounds of rice?"
Yeah, what did
And
you do with the
then
25 gallons of Coca-Cola in rice?
She said she took care of it. They poured all of this rice that they went out and bought into garbage bags and threw it in the trash.
Do you know what's better than the fact that they put them in trash bags and threw them in the trash?
Weren't we the ones that actually?
We were the ones who threw. Me and Kuba were the ones
That
who
is
threw them in
so
the trash,
funny.
along with a few other media members. And you know what the funniest part about that is? Someone threw a bag, and the bag didn't go all the way in. So some rice was on. A lot of brown rice was sitting outside of
all
the dumpster.
over the junior parking.
All over the junior parking lot.
That's
There was
hysterical.
probably 5-10 pounds of just soggy brown rice that wasn't meant to be brown rice sitting on the ground. And I think it was in November, so
Soggy
it froze.
brown rice
it did.
sitting on the ground.
It
did.
froze underneath on the ground because it was so cold in November, and I remember coming back from break and there was a light dusting of snow, and so you couldn't see it. And then you came back the next day and the snow was gone, and there was just a frozen pile of rice there on the ground.
Oh my fucking god, that is absolute. That is the most.
Typical thing that
Yes,
our
I took
yes,
care of it.
Yes, yes.
Did you not know that you'd catch
Yes.
flack
Holds
for
a-
having people
hold-
from the school threw that away?
Holds an assembly for the entire school to teach them about not wasting food. Throws 50 fucking pounds of rice in the garbage.
Yeah,
Shit
how
like
many
this
people
happens
could that
every
feed?
day at that
That probably
school,
could've fed
though.
everyone
Oh,
in that school
yeah.
if they didn't cover
Like
it.
when you
Most
guys went,
likely.
something like that happened.
Oh yeah, every day.
I could talk about how I used to lay my chest on the soundboard and glide across the gymnasium like Superman.
I would push you.
I got
Oh,
yelled
yeah,
at.
I remember
Oh,
that.
Kuba used to grab my feet and steer me. The one time he grabbed my feet and spun
I
in the
spun
circle
you
and
and
just
just
threw
let
me.
you go.
And I just went. I was spinning. I was going. My leg. I was planking on top of it. And I remember almost hitting. And I got a stern talking to.
Can we
He's
talk
like-
about when
yeah.
a certain person choked out another certain person at the Dio Chorus Festival?
Oh my god!
I wasn't there for that.
I wish I
I
was.
wasn't there for that either.
Cannot
I do know
Ethan.
this. I know the story like the
Ethan.
back of my hand.
Braden is raising his
can
glass.
we get you featured in this? Can
The
you at
three
least
of us.
come? Because you were actually there for that. So can you at least? I will give you my microphone.
We were at this thing called Diocesan Chorus Festival.
Or those band and chorus.
Oh yeah, all the Catholic high schools in the diocese, they send representatives from their chorus and representatives from their band to play in this diocesan chorus and band
Which in
festival.
our tiny high school was everyone who was
Oh,
involved
yeah.
in either
Pretty
of
much.
those
Oh, yeah.
two things.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't even that they sent representatives. It was
You just
if you wanted
went.
to go, you could
yeah,
go.
literally,
But you had to pay a fee.
literally, it was literally like $30.
Not
It
even.
was it wasn't that much,
Yeah.
but
It was the cost
It was
of
like
lunch
pay
at a
for the food
Chick-fil-A
this
for
weekend.
two
Pretty
people.
yeah, literally. It's like 3 days long, 2 days of rehearsal, and then the third day is the concert. It's the first night. We're done rehearsing. We all go back to the hotel, and we're all like, some people are in the lobby, like playing games. Me and a couple of my friends, we went into a conference room, and we actually wrote "Make Amends," which is on my first album. Subtle plug, but
Listen now.
so
Just shut the fuck up.
So we're in this conference room, full on writing a song, And then we hear screaming outside. We're like, what the fuck is going on? And this kid, whom I have never met before in my entire life.
Banana Man.
Okay, yeah, let's call him
that
Banana
works.
Man. We'll call him Banana Man. That literally has nothing to do with the situation
and
at
we
all.
But it
know-
works. But we all know who it is.
Okay,
all know what it
so
means.
Banana Man is sitting on the ground, pale as a ghost, literally like holding his throat. And I'm like, I go out and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And like there are like people around him comforting him, and I'm like, I just come out of a room. I have no idea what happened. I'm like, what the actual? Can you listen to me?
I'm sorry. I was getting support. I never get support from Brayden.
You don't get support from anyone.
I only get support from my bra.
Okay, continue.
I come out. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. And I'm just like, what happened? And everybody's like, yeah, that one weird kid, he put Banana Man in a headlock and choked him out, and he passed out.
Me and Brayden had to share a room with him right after that.
Oh, yeah.
And he was saying, like, I'm not sharing a bed with him. I'm older than you. I'm like, I'm not sharing a bed with him. I'm getting him the last cut in
Oh.
the entire hotel and
Oh, no.
dragging it in here myself. I pushed
should've
his
just-
bed all the way up
You
against the
should have
wall.
just given him a towel, a blanket, a pillow, and said sleep in the tub.
Wait, I'm
honestly
confused. Did you share a room with Banana Man or the aggressor?
The aggressor.
You're asking him.
The
I wasn't
aggressor.
there. Why are you
Banana
looking
Man
at
was
me?
like-
Me and Brayden shared a room with the aggressor.
Yes.
Okay.
The
Yes.
aggressor is Banana Man.
No, he's not.
No, he's
Banana
not.
Man is the one who got choked out. The aggressor is the aggressor.
Is that vodka?
It's water.
2 shots.
Water
of
you drink
vodka.
Sounds like vodka from here.
Why don't we take a break?
Okay.
All right.
Hey everyone, Ethan here. Before we get back into the show, I just wanted to pop on here quick and say that if you're new here, make sure to subscribe, leave us a good rating, and comment anything that you would like to hear us talk about in the future. We post new episodes every single Friday on all podcast platforms and a video version on the official House of Lynn YouTube channel. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at house.of.lynn. That's house.of.lynn.
The
Let's start
library
talking
aids
about the
is the
library aids.
holy grail of that school.
Yeah.
Literally. And now, like, they don't even
It doesn't
exist anymore.
It doesn't exist anymore.
I wasn't a library aide, but do you know how many teachers I told that I was a library aide just so I could get out of class to like come hang
Yeah.
out?
And then Mrs.
Yeah.
Costello did not care. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
will
No,
say
she
her
did
name because
not.
I love that
she's
woman.
a great person. and-
I
Has she
love that
retired?
woman. After this year.
She's
This year.
retired.
Yeah.
All right.
I love her so much.
I'm sure she wouldn't care anyway.
if COVID clears up, she wants to do the Virginia trip
Mm-hmm.
again.
I'm
And she
going.
wants alumni to come.
I'm
I would
100%
do it.
going.
I will go.
I would go.
Yeah,
She
would
loves
pro-
me.
I know she would probably let you go.
I
Like
love her.
honestly, because I mean, a lot of people didn't know about the library aid trip, other than the library aides and a few people that were close with them.
Yeah.
So it was like a very like quiet, like exclusive thing. So like the people that know about the library aid trip should come.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel bad for everyone in that school that isn't a library aide.
I agree.
And they just like blow it off like it's nothing. It is the best thing about
It is the
that
best
school.
Yeah.
free perk that you can achieve in that building.
It
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
is.
Like for a while, me and Kuba thought media was, but oh no,
No,
library
media was
aid is a
bullshit.
different
library
level,
is a
dude.
different level of freedom.
It's
You
like
Yeah.
get if you work like the drink stands, you would get free drinks for the day. Like
Yeah.
Well,
The-
like,
we
you
would
think
work it
about
every
it
so
though.
great.
Oh,
Think
me,
about it though.
me and Kuba
like,
worked it every single day.
Yeah.
It was our daily routine that we would leave our class right before lunch, like 10 to 15 minutes early, just so we could get down there and fuck around in the cooler. Kuba would always lock me in the cooler.
I think the thing that makes libraries different, and it sounds cheesy, it's almost like a mini family. Like everybody's
Oh, we know
super
each other
close to
so much
everybody.
better.
like there's like those siblings that you hate
yeah.
and the siblings that you're
Yeah.
close with.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
fuck around with.
Coming from
But
an
like
only
you've
child.
talked to everyone.
and Mrs.
Still, I
Costello is
know.
our mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's mom.
She's grandma.
She is.
Because I'm mom.
Yeah. Let's be honest. Miss Costello is our grandma.
You remember
She-
fucking around with the cameras?
Oh my god, it was so much fun. We would angle them.
Also, I
Remember
wa-
when I put the Star Trek figures in front of the bed?
Yeah.
I also
Kuba
wait.
lined up
I
little
want to know like how much fucked up shit was caught on those cameras that Miss Costello
remember the
just
day-
like
Blows
never
off.
did
Just
anything.
blows
Yeah.
off.
camera deletes 24 hours after it finishes a day.
I-
say
Oh, does it really?
Say it records Monday, like the whole Monday. The end of the next day, it will delete that recording.
You literally keep moving it away from your mouth as you're talking.
I don't know. I'm
You know, because that's the thing that was the problem for her. Like, if someone told her that something bad happened, she would be rushing in that next
Yeah.
24 hours to find footage of
Yeah.
it.
I
Only
remember
And after
that-
that, she would just go quiet.
if she
about
couldn't
I
find it,
remember
she's
the
like,
day
whatever.
she got those cameras. Like I can remember that
Was that
day
your
'cause she
sophomore
was
year?
so excited. That was my sophomore
Yeah.
year.
Yep, I was a freshman.
Because I wasn't a library in my freshman year.
I still remember I joined the library aides. Like, there was over 30 people at least our freshman year.
When did I join?
You joined sophomore year.
It was the end of my sophomore year, I think.
But you remember how there was
Yeah.
a fuck ton of us that did it. I went up and asked her. She's like, "No, you can't. We have too many already." I just showed up for lunch, started to help selling drinks, did all that shit.
was just
Went
default.
upstairs, asked to go upstairs once. They let me go without question.
all you have to do is just pretend that you're a if she doesn't let you in immediately, you just have to pretend that you're a library aide for like a week, and then she'll just let you in.
That was me.
Yeah.
And those library
That's
passes
what
did
I did,
nothing
pretty
because
much.
you just like the teacher's like, all right, can I see your library pass? you take the card, cover the name, just show it to them, put it back in your pocket, and walk
Oh,
out.
yeah.
like
That was it.
Dude, the
That
amount of
school
naps
stunted
I would
mine.
take on that couch. I'm so glad
Oh,
that
yeah.
I joined it freshman year.
Well, yeah,
It was the best
The,
decision
the
ever.
amount of times that like me, Annie, and Gabby will go in and rip Gabby's.
the camera that literally
Oh,
sat
God.
right above the couches and everything. The only thing you had to do to avoid it was, I remember you and
Sit
me
on
would
the
do it every
floor.
day. No, you didn't even sit on the floor. We would get behind the chair, stand right underneath it, put our hand out, and just go. Push. We'd angle it just like an extra foot up, and it would completely miss all the couches, and it would go right to the back
She
of the
would move
library.
it back every day.
We
Oh,
had
yeah.
kids who had hollowed out books in the back of the library that they would hide nicotine vaping
Yeah.
devices.
Oh, yeah.
in. We had a treasure trove.
The amount of people, and it's the stupidest spot ever. The amount of people that have made out behind the bookshelves, and
Yeah.
it's such
Oh,
a
yeah.
stupid spot because like you can see.
They've
through
done
the
more than make out
bookshelves
behind
from the desk.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
the
you
staff
used to
can
not be
see
able
it.
to.
There's a spot. Where
Yeah,
it's
there were a
completely
couple
missed, but
blind
it's like
spots that-
small, like such a small spot though.
There were a couple blind spots in that library that like people would like fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Yo, although you were the shit if you
started-
chilled out in the back room.
Wait, one place
Oh,
where
yeah.
you
If
one
you
place
sat
where
in the
you
back
would fuck
room,
shit
you
up, though.
just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
were
didn't
elite.
get-
Hold on. The one room in that library, the closet of the back office.
Oh, the ultimate.
Oh,
that
I
was
hated
that
that
was the
closet.
secret bunker of that school. You could the amount of times that I was skipping class and teachers came looking for me, and I would hide
and
in the
you would jump in
closet.
there.
And me and Kuba would hide in the closet and wait. We would close the door and turn the light off.
Wait, you said the secret bunker of that school. You know what's the secret bunker of that school? The
Who?
rafters
Oh, yeah.
above
You're
the
right.
stage.
Oh yeah, above
You-
the stage.
No, because there was one person who knew about it, and if a certain person was missing, they always went to him, and he knew that you were there.
Oh yeah.
It was Sing Song Man.
We could say
We
Mr.
could
Brimmer.
talk about Mr.
We can talk
Brimmer.
about Mr.
He's
Brimmer.
I
gonna be really
love
mad if
Mr.
he hears me call him
Brimmer.
the Sing Song
I
Man or
love
the
Mr.
Mountain.
Brimmer. Why would you call? That's stupid.
I don't know why.
That
The
is
mountain just jumped in my head because the mountain also has that beard.
You said sing song
I think-
man, and I thought you were talking about something Asian. I didn't get that.
No.
There's nobody Asian.
We are the
I was
most diverse
confused.
school in Schuylkill County.
Shut the fuck up.
He let me take a ride in his awesome car.
You know what's funny is like you didn't get involved in like music until your junior.
Senior.
Yeah.
End of junior year.
End of junior senior year, but you and Mr. Brimmer were still super close.
Oh, I made
'Cause of RMM.
my-
I had his number for 2 years
I made
while
myself.
I was at that school.
I forced myself to be close with Mr. Brimmer, though. I would follow him around and ask him for hugs. I'd be like, "Can
Oh.
I have a hug?" He goes, "When you graduate."
John was
No, Mr. Brimmer
Brimmer's
gave me a
puppy.
hug when I graduated.
I would follow Mr. Brimmer around like a lost puppy. You're right.
I love that man
He was
so
my
much.
favorite in the play. Like, he would stay for extra hours. Like, he'd be like, "I'm going home," and I'm like, "Would you want to stay one extra hour and help me rehearse for the play?" And he's like, "Fine."
You could also spit from the school and hit his house.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because that guy has no concept of time. So
Oh,
Elliot and I were
no.
like, what, 40 minutes away from the school. And
Okay,
we'd be
we're gonna go
for,
by
like,
Brimmer
the
hour
band
today.
parade. We'd have to meet at the school for 7 a.m. on a Saturday, and him and I are 40 minutes away, and he's like, 2 minutes away from the school, like, and he just didn't get it. Like, if we would be stuck like in traffic and stuff, he just never understood. Like, he'd always be so mad when we were late.
My favorite was when we had travel masses and me and Mr. Brimmer would get to
God.
ride in the front
In the band
cab.
truck.
In the band truck. I would sit the first time that I ever got in the band truck. I asked if I could sit in the back first with all the instruments and everything. And he said no. So then I sat in the passenger seat. And as he started driving, he put on his seatbelt. He goes, "Aren't you going to put on your seatbelt?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, I should." So I did. And then I looked over at him and go, "Do you want to hold hands for the drive?" And he goes, "Johnny, you're not allowed to talk to me for 5 minutes."
We talk about RMM.
Well, I was only in RMM for a year, but I could talk
wasn't
about
in
RMM. Well, let's explain to the audience what RMM is, because that is not a common term.
It stands for Rock Music Ministry, which in that name really doesn't help you figure out what it's about.
Basically, it's the group that sings the music when we have mass at school.
They would play and they would sing and they'd entertain the whole school. And
Oh.
on travel masses, we'd get to leave our school building for a couple hours during the day. And
Or
we
just
get to
miss the
go-
whole day in
Or just
general.
miss the whole day in general, which
Oh,
was
yeah.
No,
the
but
best
I
thing that
feel like
happened.
RMM was so underrated because
It
I don't
was.
think like people realized how boring mass would be without it.
If it was just
Oh.
like if it was funeral marches played on
Yeah.
an
It
organ.
would
like
literally be
think
played over the
regular
sound
church
system.
music.
Yeah.
We made it sound so much better.
Yeah.
Like just listen to regular church music sometimes
Literally-
because it's boring.
we turned the party every single week
Yep.
at mass.
We had a
and
drum
turned,
set. How many drum sets do you see in churches?
Yeah.
We
I missed that. drum
we
set.
turned liturgical hymns into bops.
They
Yeah.
were bops.
Can we talk about
Oh.
how every time we sang Canticle of the Turning, somebody fainted at mass?
Yeah, every year.
That was cursed.
We
Well,
still got
one person didn't faint, though it was an allegation of either getting tripped by someone else or her tripping. on her
Yeah.
own.
Well,
then-
it started off with one person literally falling off the top of the bleachers, and then another kid in my class
still remember
literally
the sound.
literally fainted and tumbled down the bleachers. And then who was it in your class?
okay.
It was Star Trek.
Tallulah.
We've used that
It was
before.
No, I didn't. Not in this episode. No,
We
baby.
used it in a
We're
past
not
episode.
repeating.
It's fine.
It doesn't matter.
It's gonna bother me.
Everything
Continue.
bothers you.
Yeah.
It was Edward Cullen.
No. Tallulah, literally, I watched this one happen. He fell, boom, hit the bleachers, stood back up, boom, hit the bleachers again.
It was a double shot.
And then at Baccalaureate, one of the Knights of Columbus passed out during that song.
We were sitting right next to him.
Me and Cooper were sitting at the soundboard in
Yeah.
the back, and I saw him standing there, and then just slowly start to sit backwards. But he kicked the chair.
And
No, it wasn't.
Sure.
It was.
No, no.
I know you gotta cut it, but you know
No.
what I mean. You know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I know who you're talking
Okay.
about.
It was Jeffrey kicked a chair in perfect timing right underneath him as he was like falling to in sitting position, and I remember his sword hitting the ground. I remember his hat falling off and tumbling over the back of the chair and rolling across the ground. It was scary because I'm like, what just happened? Did someone get assassinated at our senior graduation?
That was iconic.
It was iconic.
We really went out with a bang with that one.
Didn't we have a teacher pass out
then-
one year too?
My freshman
Maybe.
year, we'll call him Sean. He passed out. He completely collapsed on the bleacher. He just
Yeah.
dropped.
Every
Yeah.
grade had one.
God's trying to tell us something.
Yeah, God is trying to tell us,
It was
shut
a
the
cursed
fuck
verse.
up.
Can we sing the intro verse to Canticle of the Turning and see if any of our listeners pass out at home?
Absolutely.
oh my god.
Maybe it's us.
Let's not cause harm to our listeners.
The cursed
God.
song.
No, we want our listeners to come back. Oh, how about when? Do you know what I'm gonna say? When
I-
y'all protested a certain song.
Oh,
my
God.
Emily, please talk about that.
It was the biggest, like,
Wait, so what is
overblown
the name of that
situation.
song?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah
Thank-
by Jeff Buckley, and it is a wonderful song. It is
Beautiful
used-
song.
Not remotely liturgical.
really.
This
Not
song-
even close.
Hallelujah is about a guy cheating on his wife. That is the song.
Or is it just like an
It's
affair, a
cheating.
love affair?
It's cheating. It's,
That's
yeah.
cheating.
Where does he? No. Where does,
it just
where does it say that he's married?
It.
Does it say in the
You
song
have to
that he's
read
You don't
through
have
the
to be
lyrics.
married to cheat.
But she said cheating on his wife.
Doesn't matter.
I just don't recall
No, there
being,
wasn't-
It doesn't
a
matter.
There
mention
wasn't-
of a girlfriend or a wife or an anyone to
There was an interview of Jeff. Is Jeff Buckley?
Jeff Buckley, yeah.
Now,
Thank you.
okay, thank you.
Yes,
Now I
where
completely
he
understand.
explained the song because it was a question as to what the lyrics were about. No one knew.
Yeah.
Because they didn't see them. But yeah, that's exactly what the song is about. And the person that ran RMM decided that this is a perfect song to sing for Easter time
At mass.
at mass.
at a
In front of
Catholic
children.
at a Catholic liturgical ceremony.
Yes.
Mass.
A service, if you will.
And there were like people visiting for this mass, like outside visitors.
yes.
Distinguished adults.
And we
on a
tried
board of directors.
everything. Like teachers got involved in everything because there were certain teachers that wanted it and certain teachers that didn't want it.
I remember this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
this was,
was-
in the back of my mind, locked
Oh,
away.
yeah.
Yeah, we would practice it, and when it got to the day, she decided it was like on the fence whether they were gonna pull the song or not, and she decided not to pull it. The day it was supposed to happen. So she threw it in without covering on any of us first. Hold on.
She's done. No.
Okay.
Then why do you
your
have your hand?
so I don't forget what I'm thinking about.
Okay. But so she decided to put the song in, and there was a bunch of us that during mass we just sat down for that whole song. Didn't sing it, just sat there.
I wasn't in on the memo, or else I would have sat the fuck down. And then remember, she flipped her lid and was like, "How dare you? You don't make the decisions for this group. I do." Like, and we were all like, "Okay, get off your high horse."
It's like,
I love her with all of my heart. I love that woman.
or you make the decisions about what the group does, but
But you don't make decisions for what I
this
do.
group
Yeah.
does.
I mean,
Yeah.
whether you're religious or not, I feel like just singing that song in a mass is kind of disrespectful.
Yeah.
I heard from someone else, not from you guys, because I never got the full rundown on this until now, I guess. Was there altered lyrics to that song?
No.
Or was it the original?
No, it was
the original.
Well, there are like 50 million
That's what I
verses
mean.
to
I
that
know
song,
that there's
but
altered-
it was like, I mean, none of the lyrics to that song are.
Well, it depends how they're altered.
Yes, but there
Because
isn't
they
like a
could-
Catholic version of it.
That's what I. Well,
Yeah.
I think there actually is.
No,
one.
there
No.
isn't. No, there isn't.
No.
Not like
No.
a Jesus-inspired one. Like I saw him hanging from the cross.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I could talk about my story about when we were on a travel mass. We were.
You can't talk about it unless your mic is
You're
being
right.
used properly.
Well, all right. Well, I'm gonna swallow it a little bit so I don't forget. I'll rest it right on my bottom lip.
That's exactly what I want you to do.
Cool. I've practiced. It's a pretty short story, but we were on the balcony of a church, the upper deck, if you will. That's where
I
the
know which
soundboard
one.
was supposed to be set up. Because
choir
it was-
loft.
the choir loft, if you will. But we were carrying it up the stairs. This is a $3,000 piece of equipment. Would someone like to throw out a name for the person that I
Bess-
think?
oh, the soundboard's
Sing
name is
song,
Bessie.
No,
but-
no, not
Sing
okay.
song, man.
no,
Not him.
not Brimmer.
No, we can name grab
Oh.
him. We can't name grab
Oh, I know
him.
now.
In,
say him.
in general
Just,
reference.
just refer to him as him.
Him. Okay.
And leave it at that.
I don't want
So I already dislike him, and we have to be co-partners in the entire RMM thing because I am a junior and he is a senior. It is his last year, and I am just trying to make it through. I'm just trying to wait until he graduates so that I can have an enjoyable senior year on the
He was the
soundboard.
worst.
He was the worst person in the
The
world.
worst
he had,
human.
He had way less of an idea of what he was doing than anybody else. We are carrying this soundboard up the stairs. He is at the bottom. I am at the top holding this probably at least 100 to maybe 200 pound piece of
it's
equipment.
at least 200 pounds.
At least 200 pounds. It's not that awkward. It's a cube with handles.
No,
It
it's
should-
completely
It is
awkward.
very
It's
Yeah.
it's lopsided.
Completely awkward.
It's
you haven't
lopsided.
lifted it onto the truck by yourself.
Yes, I have multiple times.
It doesn't matter.
In fact, you've watched me.
Stop like trying both.
doesn't
of you,
matter.
stop trying
Just
to
tell the
flex
story.
yourself
No, I'm
like
not.
the
I'm not.
soundboard.
Just-
I'm not
shut-
saying that I carry it by myself like that.
I can carry it.
I'm not saying it like that.
You're just. All right.
Okay.
So-
so you're carrying the soundboard up the steps,
carrying-
and him
He's
is helping you.
Incredibly
Helping.
helping. Yeah. He's present. While
He's
I'm-
helping a little
yeah.
too much.
The thing is lopsided. The heavier end is on his end. He is not doing anything to lift it at all. I am pulling the entire weight of it up the stairs in this incredibly narrow hallway. As I am just about to get to the top of the first flight of stairs that I have to move up this without the curve, I hear a scream, which startles me quite a bit, from Mr. Brimmer, who yells at us, "Do we not have that thing up the stairs yet?" It has been 30 minutes, and we have gone a total of 8 steps.
It is a little bit generous. It was like 4 probably with him helping.
Yeah, probably. It wasn't a lot. But I was startled, and I let go of the thing, but with one hand. My other hand was still on it, and it jerks down and moves. This is how I knew that him was not holding it at all, because this soundboard starts rolling down the stairs with him right there, and he caught it at 3 steps. Caught it with his body, not by catching it. He was standing on the stairs, and it just hit him, and he finally got hold of the wall to brace his fall.
God bless Brimmer.
I remember
God
that-
bless that man.
I remember the
He
look
had dealt
of-
with us for way too long.
It's wonderful, the stories that you get at our
Oh my
old high
God.
school.
That place is a mess.
We can talk
That poor-
very briefly about the ghost classroom where there were children that were playing putt-putt golf in the back of his class.
What in the holy fuck farts are you blabbing about now.
The Algebra 1 class where the seniors were playing putt-putt in the back of the room.
Oh.
Yeah.
There was this one teacher. What should we call him?
Brayden.
Steve.
We're not calling him Brayden.
Brayden.
Okay. So there was this teacher.
It's actually him
Get
over
a camera
there.
on Brayden right now.
So
we
there,
should have an office camera on Braden.
so there was this teacher. Let's call him Steve.
Steve.
And he was the antithesis of what a teacher should be. He just had no control over the class, and
No self-esteem.
he always got stuck with like the worst kids in the school too, who would like misbehave in like the scary teachers' classes.
He was a
So
really
I
nice
remember,
guy.
I remember I had English class below his classroom when like a bunch of like crazy,
Ragamuffins.
yeah, when a bunch of ragamuffins were up there. And I remember the one day,
Hooligans, if
I
you
remember the
will.
one day they moved all the desks to the corners of the room and fucking sumo wrestled in the classroom.
During class.
About a week, and the teacher literally, he's like, guys, you can't do that. And they're like, okay, fuck you, Steve. Maybe a week later.
locked the
wait,
doors.
wait, maybe it gets better, John. It gets better. Maybe about a week later, I find out that they strung paper clips together and were doing fucking double dutch in the classroom.
Skipping rope.
They were,
I forgot about that.
yeah.
Can you imagine being the principal at that time, walking into the
God.
classroom and just seeing sumo wrestling going on? And you're just like,
He was asking.
Steve,
what
we
did
need to
Steve
talk.
do though? Like, did he just like kind of stand in the corner, like, or
Yeah,
did he
that's-
continue
No, that's all
teaching,
he-
like,
No, no,
while
no.
this
That's
is going
a
on?
that's all
mixture
he
of
did.
both.
That's all he did was just like when something was going on, he would say like, "Please stop," and then just stand in the corner and watch whatever's going on.
That man is definitely a masochist. He would stand there as people whip him and just be like, ow. Ooh.
Isn't he? He's a real estate agent now.
Is he really?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Can you imagine him trying to sell you something?
Yeah.
So,
Trying to sell you anything.
you first you're gonna walk through the front door of this house, and then you're gonna go up the stairs, and then you're gonna check out all the bedrooms. You're gonna walk, and you're gonna see that there's at least one toilet in the bathroom, and I think that's really all you need. And then I guess you don't really need to look at anything else. It's pretty much the whole house. So if you want, you can just leave. It's pretty simple. I mean, yeah.
Oh wow.
Are you okay, Mom?
I haven't laughed that hard in a very long time.
Okay. I thought that impression was pretty spot on.
That was outstanding.
Oh my God.
All right.
First episode ever where I didn't have to shut off your mic.
I'm so proud of you. Well, let's wrap it
Wow.
up. I got a scoop news for us this week.
Skook News.
The one thing about this lovely high school is it comes from the same county. Woman drives 14 miles in the wrong direction on Interstate 78.
How
How do you get that far?
how do you
What time of day was this?
This had to
What?
have been Wednesday.
A woman is facing multiple charges after driving the wrong way on Interstate 78 last month. Think about it.
That's a-
14 miles.
14 miles, dude. That's
Yeah,
That's
d- yeah.
At
Does
3
the-
a.m.
does-
That's not a. There's not a lot of people.
Why
We're
on
on
do-
the
an
road.
interstate.
Listen, I'm not defending her. It's incredibly stupid, and I don't know how if you live in America you don't know Cargo Right Side Road. but still, what I'm saying is,
I just don't understand what made her think.
yes.
How did she
like,
get over there?
In the worst possible conditions.
That-
Imagine
I don't
it. Like,
know. That's
maybe
Yeah, I
it
don't
wasn't
know.
even
Can't
bad
wrap my
conditions, but it's super late
wrap
at
my
night.
mind around
like
that.
what?
Did it say
what
she was
in-
intoxicated?
What
Did it
in
say
her
she was
br-
under the
what in
influence?
her brain like made her think that I'm driving correctly?
She was just
For
like, I never knew
14
this.
miles.
For 14
like
miles.
the road signs are flipped. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
like-
like she can see any road
Was
signs.
nothing backwards?
She might
Hey,
might have had
that's
a
Schuylkill
GPS
County
on.
for you.
Oh, yeah.
But like, think
You gotta
about it.
get
If you're
forward.
driving on the opposite side of the road, outside of the road signs, what else looks different besides knowing that you're on the left and you should be on the right? Which on the
I
roads
mean-
isn't necessarily always true, because sometimes there is just two forward-facing
Yes,
right
but
lanes by
sometimes
themselves.
they don't, like, they-
Sometimes they're right next to each
Yeah,
other.
sometimes they're right next to each other, so you can see
Yes,
the other side.
But sometimes it's just two two.
But for
forward-going lanes.
14 miles,
Yeah,
you shouldn't be
sometimes
defending
there
this
is.
woman.
No.
I'm
I-
not defending her.
No.
I'm saying that there is
Lock
there-
her up. Lock her up. For
What?
Lock
Did she hit
her up.
anyone? Did she hit anyone? Was there
No.
any kind of so she how
She
did
got
get
away
stopped?
with it.
Well, obviously
Like,
not. She's in the
well, not,
newspaper.
but like at the time, she got away with it.
Well,
like
how'd
this
they
was
find her?
Cameras. There are cameras like on the side of the interstate.
Can you
for
Oh yeah,
collisions.
78 is filled with cameras right now because they're doing construction and they're like, yeah, whatever.
Can you imagine being the guy watching that film and just seeing that and you're just like, Holy shit, Jerry, come look at this.
I would
Look
piss
at this
my-
dumbass.
I would piss my pants.
Look at her. She's going the wrong way.
Well,
It's like, do we have any cars? Check the other cameras. Is there any cars coming on the road? Shit, we need to get a cop out there or something.
so funny.
And
On that note,
great place to stop is the end of it. I
On
would
that-
say bye to that
okay.
camera. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
on that note, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. We post episodes every single Friday. Make sure you follow the House of Lynn on Instagram, house.of.lynn. But we will see you next week. Bye. We love you.